So if you think your kidneys are failing because of age, genetics, or bad luck, then you've already bought into the wrong story, because most kidney damage doesn't start when your blood tests show it, okay? It starts kind of years before, when everything kind of still looks normal. And here's the uncomfortable truth, that most people trying to fix their kidneys are being sold complete nonsense, to be honest, like detox powders, kidney support supplements, probiotics, herbal cleanses. None of these fix the actual real problem, right? Because kidney disease is not a supplement problem, okay? It's a metabolic problem. It does cause high blood pressure significantly. And at the center of it is something nobody really talks about. This is actually insulin, all right? It's a huge factor in all of this, okay? Most people don't really understand it. Now, most people hear insulin and think like blood sugar or diabetes. Not me. That's where they get it wrong. That's misinformation, because here's the thing: insulin controls far more than your blood sugar, and you have to kind of understand this. It directly affects your blood pressure, okay, your fluid balance in your body, okay, and the pressure inside your kidneys, all right? And if your insulin is high all of the time, you are slowly damaging your kidneys, all right? Whether you kind of realize it or not, it's just eating away. Here's how it actually works, okay? Let me explain. Every time you eat, your body releases insulin, okay? Its job is to move sugar out of your body, okay? But if you're constantly eating processed food and junk and crap and drinking sugar, living stress, not building muscle, not training, visceral fat, then your insulin stays elevated, okay? Pretty much like for most of the day. Insulin's not bad. And then that creates three major problems when this happens, right? So the first one, it tells your kidneys to hold on to sodium. This is where sodium goes and water sort of follows, right? So your blood volume goes up and your blood pressure goes up, all because of underlying metabolic dysfunction. Second, it then keeps your body in a constant stress state. Your nervous system stays switched on, yeah? Then think about that, then tightens your blood vessels and pushes your blood pressure even higher. Okay, so it's like a kind of domino effect. And then third, it increases pressure inside the tiny filters in your kidneys. Okay, these are very fragile, right? And they're not built for constant high pressure. So think of it, imagine over time they start to scar, they start to fail. And once they're gone, they're pretty much gone. This is why kidney disease is so dangerous, okay? It builds silently without you kind of getting any symptoms. You might feel fine, blood tests look normal. That's a conversation for another day. Your GP says everything's normal. Your doctor says everything's okay. And then meanwhile, you're losing function every year, year after year. And then by the time it shows up on a test, you're banging double trouble, because it's silently be eating away and slightly festering away in your body. Quick little interruption here, as I know many of you try to find the root cause of your high blood pressure, but you get no answers. Okay, now we've helped 3,000 plus men reduce high blood pressure, avoid meds, and live a risk-free life, okay, using our NOP blood flow protocol. And we are so confident of our success. If your blood pressure numbers don't drop within 60 days, you basically get your investment back, and we still keep coaching you until they drop. So you can click down below in the description and complete an application to see if you'd fit our preventative strategy, okay? And I hope to chat to you soon. So back to the video. If you're waiting for a diagnostic to act, you're already pretty much late with the kidneys, okay? Now here's pretty much the good news. You can start reducing that pressure, okay? Like literally within days, not months, not in years, literally even within hours. And not by buying something or testing or supplements, but by fixing the actual system that made it in the first place, okay? Now let me give you 5 simple frameworks, okay, how to fix this. No kind of fluff or pills, just what actually works, or based off doing this with thousands of guys, okay? Step 1, cut liquid sugar completely, all right? It's the worst, okay? This is the fastest way to lower insulin, straight away, okay? And most people massively underestimate doing it. Things like orange juice, juices, energy drinks, sugary coffee, sugary tea, even smoothies, because if you're having too much sugar, it will elevate that as well. You've removed the fiber, so now it hits your system like pure sugar. Liquid sugar spikes insulin harder than pretty much anything else. There's nothing slowing it down. It's liquid, it goes straight in. So if you're drinking this daily, you're basically hammering your kidneys without realizing it. Replace that with just water, sparkling water, black coffee, tea. That's totally fine. And it might sound boring, yes, but it's effective. 100%. It's obviously worth doing if it's going to help your kidneys and help your high blood pressure. Now, step 2, build your meals around protein and fiber. This is really, really important, okay? Because most people do the opposite. Yeah, they build meals around sort of carbs. You probably wake up in the morning and have cereal, toast, pasta for lunch, dinner, for rice. People love rice. And that structure is pretty much the problem. Now, when you eat protein and fiber first, you slow down digestion, okay? You reduce the insulin spike. So then instead of all the chaos, you get full control of how your body's operating, okay? Breakfast should be protein-based, like whole eggs, Greek yogurt, some nuts, not cereal, not toast, okay? And lunch and dinner, start with protein and vegetables, then add carbs, okay? Not the other way around. And then step 3, stop eating late at night, okay? Now, you need a window where insulin is low. You need to give yourself a little bit of a rest, where your body is not constantly processing food all the time. Because if you're eating from morning right up until bed, your kidneys never really get a break. Now, this is obviously based on someone who's unhealthy, not someone who is healthy, just so you know that. Okay, so you want to finish eating at least 3 hours before you sleep. Okay, it's going to give you a better night's sleep as well. Push your first meal slightly later if you can, 10, 11. You're not starving yourself here. You're giving your system recovery time. Really important. And then step 4, really, really important. Walk after your meal, just a basic 10, 15, 20-minute walk. This is one of the most powerful things you can do, and almost nobody sort of does it. Again, even 10 minutes after each meal. So good. Because walking pulls glucose into your muscles, get the blood flow going, okay, without needing as much insulin. That means you get lower spikes, less stress on the system, less pressure on your kidneys. It sounds simple, but just massively effective, and not many people do it, okay? And let's sort of go into step 5. Fix your hydration. And it's not always more, it's just better. You don't always need 4 liters a day. It really depends what you're doing. Your kidneys don't need flushing, okay? They just need stable blood flow. Aim for steady hydration, like pale yellow urine, not dark, okay? Not completely clear all day either. And you want to start adding electrolytes. That's how you hold on to water, minerals, vitamins, okay? And by the way, alcohol doesn't count, all right? It makes things worse, even at night time to try and get to sleep. And now, here's what happens when you start doing all this. Even within hours, insulin starts dropping, okay? Your body releases less sodium, you hold less fluid, then blood pressure starts to come down, okay? The pressure inside your kidneys start to reduce, and the stress on those filters start to drop, okay? This is really real, and it's really easy to do, and it's extremely measurable, okay? But here's the part most people kind of need to understand and hear. You're not reversing years of damage in one day. It doesn't happen overnight, okay? Anyone telling you that is just trying to sell you a supplement or some bullshit online, okay? What you are doing is changing the environment your body is actually operating in. And that changes your trajectory of how your body works, how efficient it is, how efficient it takes on sodium. Because kidney disease isn't about just one moment. It's about an accumulation of things, and that's also how it's fixed. Years of pressure, years of stress, years of bad inputs. And if you reduce that pressure consistently, you change the outcome. Again, not with supplements, not with hacks, not with a weak protocol, powders, with just the basics, if you do it properly. So if you're worried about your kidneys, okay, or your blood pressure is creeping up and you've taken those trips to the doctor's surgery and medication's been on the table, stop chasing surface level fixes, all right? Fix the metabolism, fix the inputs, fix the system, the metabolic dysfunction, okay? That's where the real changes kind of happen, okay? And look, that's all from me. All I ask is you to subscribe, share this with a friend so we can beat the high BP naturally without being a medical burden, okay? Take care, guys.